Hey y'all, welcome back. Alrighty, this will hopefully be the last one. I don't think this is too long. I just make things long. Anyways, in the previous one, we decided to take on the mission of going to the manor and watching Nina's granddaddy for the night to make sure that nobody hurts him. But it's very suspicious and very weird because she didn't tell them about the ghost, spirit, demon. Who knows? Alright. Mortimer Estate, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. And yet, with all this opulence, it looms from a distance. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses they drove by. Wow, look at the size of it. I would never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. I forgot the voices I did for them, Loki. So, I mean, if you're a longtime watcher of my visual novel content, you'll be used to it. Come on, she's waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavily on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his cloak, he begins to gasp for air. Oh, there's a typo. His vision hazes as he leans closer to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly burns as he feels his throat start to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. Dang, was it a mistake to come here? But this pain pales in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is the house? No. Something far more sinister. A demon. He feels it. Someone is watching him. I am also, once again, filming this at night, and I'm getting chills a little bit. Okay. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. We'll be together soon, Henry. What the hell? Damn it, already? I need to hurry or else... Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you just hear that? No, whoops. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice. It was so close to my ear, Is everything alright? No! Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip. I've never heard that phrase, winded out. That's all. I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least. So, okay, real quick, I don't understand why Nina can't watch her grandfather. Like, why Why does she have to get somebody else to watch him? And if it's so important that you had to hire private investigators to watch him, why can't you watch him? Like, I don't understand that part. Like, that part feels like a setup. If it's no trouble. No, not at all. That's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you're alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now. Listen to me. I think you should... Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door silently, contemplating something. It's just like before, but this time, she seems even more anxious. Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that, in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourself what I mean. You didn't even say nothing! You didn't even try and say nothing. I hate when they're like that, when they're like, just come look. Bro, I need to mentally prepare myself for what the heck you're gonna have me look at. Like, you can't even just say, it's a mess. And then open the door and it's a mess inside and it's more than I could have even imagined. But, like, mentally prepare me, you know? Anyway. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer. Foyer? When he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with the brightly lit hallway, Hugo notes immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents and antique furnishings, the house itself exudes the word elegance. A classic and rustic charm, with the walls and floorings made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he noticed something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air reads, okay, throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way. Bracing themselves, they entered the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouettes situated at the far corner. Oh, is that the granddad? I thought he'd have white hair. I didn't clock this earlier. I totally forgot. Only sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the silhouette, Hugo now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Bro, I'm scared. Okay. Grandfather, you look young AF. What? Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. He also looks good. He's kind of cute. Haunted, but kind of cute. He is dressed modestly and shares none of the imposing presence of the manor. Loki giving picture of Dorian Gray? Question mark? Anyways, no. Rather, such luxury does not even remotely reflect on the man before them at all. It is as if the flow of time had stopped only for him, while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the letter, timeless, delicate, and jarringly out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there, dazed, with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent and his two assistants, Colby and Noah, sorry. I'm sorry, I was just throwing off that she said Colby. They're going to help us. Why does his sound different? Why is his sound different? Y'all clock that? That was interesting. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. And yet, here he remains, forever unchanging, forever young. They've come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Would you also like some, Grandpa? It sounds like two stones, shifting. So, okay. See, now I really don't even understand why she hired these detectives when she could watch him herself. And did she hire them to figure out what's happening? Because she didn't tell them all the information. They're not supernatural detectives. He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Nina or anyone else in the room. Only fixates his gaze on the rain. Nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you, too. Then she timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah. Hugo and Noah back to the foyer. I feel like that sentence is not right. Bearing more questions, the two follow Nina inside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather. The one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something out from her pocket. It's an old picture of a handsome man with slick black hair, wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. Also, this man does not have dark hair. It's almost as if looking at two different people. This isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. He also doesn't have darker skin, so interesting? Then why does he look so young? I love that she looks at us like we have the answer. It happened a few nights ago. A few nights ago? I was only on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him up, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandfather wore that night. But his face! I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at that moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. Yeah, that makes no sense to me. That doesn't, okay, so he was an old man, and now he's a young man. Same, Hugo. No, cause I'm like, what? I can just imagine, like, if I was there, I would have been like, I have no idea. I have no idea what to do. Like, not even an inkling. Like, what? That was also the same night I found that letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the letters, Lewis, and now this? You did not mention the pools of water. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try some solutions on my own. But there's not enough. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family really is cursed. No, they're not. Hugo, you got an idea, man? Curses aren't real. Oh, that's your logic? Okay. Detective? I love that she's just like sobbing mess, tears down her face, and then the next thing, no tears, all of them gone. I think that's so funny to me. I know it's like because the art, but like it's so funny to me. I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In truth, the ones who fixate on it make it their reality. Rumors, doubts, lies, all of those things are what they want us to become. What? Hold on. Rumors, doubts, lies, all of those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this. But I assure you, we'll see this through. For you, and for Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Lewis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Ah, yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are you going to do with it? I've searched everything on that letter and I still couldn't come up with clues. Oh, I'll be using it as a reference. Or a guide, if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process. Trade secret and all. Ah, of course. I'll check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in, close enough for Nina not hear. Keep close eye, Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you... Fine. Remember your yell for me, okay? I know. Thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. I love this. Like this picture right here. Just him smiling. I love that. I also love him smiling. Love that. With a final nod at them. Excuse me. Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo's back before he disappears into the first floor. He then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time we get to work. Right, Colby? Investigation. Start. Bro, wait, I have to do this myself? Okay. Okay, no, maybe. The objective is to look around the area for objects to proceed. Story. Use the arrows or the arrow keys to move to a different area. Outlines will appear on clickable objects. Okay, this seems simple enough. On the top right is the hint button. Click. Click it. Click it. Click. What? Click it will highlight on object you missed. Oh, that's a typo. I was so confused. Oh! Okay, so we can check him. And that's it. Okay. Sorry. Mr. Mortimer still sits motionlessly by the corner of the room, his gaze never leaving the rain. This is interesting that all these portraits are... Well, all these pictures, I guess, they're not all portraits, are covered up. A delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. They seem to be fresh and fairly new. Am I supposed to remember this stuff? An old rotary dial phone. It looks like it's still in good use. A large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. It contains a couple of photo albums and a few phone books. Right? Okay. What's with? Oh, I was like, what else is there? Frames decorating the walls are covered in white sheets, veiled with a thin lining of dust on top of each one. Wow. There's so many paintings covering the walls. Are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day. But sadly, he doesn't do that anymore. Because he's broke. I'm just kidding. Nina, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. He ain't looking at nothing anyway. For his sake? Yes, he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. Oh, okay, T. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly, looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I also noticed they all have a similar theme. They all had water in them. I know this isn't a coincidence since you've told us before, but if there's anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noah, can I ask you a question first? Ah, sure. Go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Oh! Bro, it's the way that I didn't expect that at all. But also, what? Mermaids? I don't suppose I do. Why? Casting her gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hands together. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there's this story, or rather like a fairy tale, that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Every day and night he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined, he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond and back, he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all through his journey, and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found the mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess there was a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to the mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration, and yet I can't help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I'd wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again. Or at least, that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other? Yeah, I think so at least. I wouldn't want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. A journey all by myself. Mortimer Estate, 11:30 p.m. Dang, they've been there a minute. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window drapes to the vintage furnishings, everything here exudes that extravagance. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, a gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. Oh, I have to do an investigation. Investigation time. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy bed. Its lock still firmly holds, safeguarding whatever is inside. What is this? A meticulously organized set of academic books, ranging from non-fiction to geography, are all on display. However, hidden away behind the vast collection of some children's fairy tales, all carefully kept. So I think, obviously, that mermaid story is about Mr. Mortimer, and I guess the mermaid's the one writing him letters? Question mark. Oh, there's quite a few stuff. Okay. Aww. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of a little girl and her beloved grandfather. Scattered piece of paper, all forgotten, lying waiting on the cold floor. Heavily etched markings are found scrawled all over the papers. A leather-bound journal rests on the edge of the table. Its pages are torn out so haphazardly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. Atop the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and familiar painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Tea. A pristine pearl-white tea set sits patiently by, untouched and unused for quite some time. I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. It's been like 5.5 hours. Mortimer Estate, 11:50 p.m. He searches and still there is no sign of Lewis. To Hugo, even if there is a fragment, a singular thread to that person, to their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Is Louise Louise? Is Louise Lois? Is Louis Lois? Or Louise? I can't believe I just confused myself right there. Not one thing pertaining to him. No, so it's a guy, yeah? Okay. Louis, what did I say, Louise? If it's really the thought of a Louise, it's as if the thought of Louise barely exists at all. Dog is angry. What is going on? I clearly sense the presence from before, but it's gone again. Damn it, I wish I had more time. That switch up. Did y'all see the switch up from his angry face to just flat? That's so funny. No. Calm down. It has to be here. I just need to focus. He ponders again, retracing every step and every little detail, hoping that he overlooked something. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tethers so closely to this space, and most of all to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise, of love, all delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of all this, Hugo believed that whoever Louise was, they were the ones responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their hunting for good, to bring them peace and to move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, something far more devious than that. As he takes the letter out of the envelope, he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding thread at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter, or rather, what it once was. A sad and tragic love. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I knew it was gay! Okay, wait, there's not confirmation, but I'm like 49% sure that's what's it. I'm sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. I would never hurt or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favor? Could you keep my locket? I know this is selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With love always, Louis. So this was the true letter? A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers, quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Louis, I'm sorry. You were also a victim of all this, too. In all of this, too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a clink can be heard across the room. It's the chest, huh? As if something unlocked itself. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well. Left to rot on its own. Suddenly, he stops at the sound of a voice. A sweet voice whispering to him. Oh, I'm about to freak out. Oh my gosh, I just got a pop-up for something and it freaked me out. Whew, okay. beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear, sweet boy. I am not going to the painting, dog! That's terrifying! No, stay focused, Hugo. I won't let it get to me. Preparing himself, he heads towards the chest and opens it. Inside, scrambled together, are a bunch of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. Oh! I'm heartbroken. I mean, yeah, I figured he was probably dead, but like, that. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of 3 days prior to his death, according to police. Huh? A young man was found on the morning of whatever, 3 days prior to his death. I don't understand what that's trying to say. Ruled as a suicide. Police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss, but an unfortunate event indeed. Comments. So no claim of his body has been made yet. Dang, he got drowned! Do we think he killed himself? 'Cause I don't. Lewis. By the corner of Hugo's eye, he spots a bright glint buried beneath the clutter. By the corner. Okay. He reaches for it. Aww. Aww. A locket of brilliant gold shines, unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside, it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses, smiling brightly. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. And this picture. Did he put this in here? No, might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? I'm gonna take the locket. Why? Because you obviously wanted me to find it. So I'm gonna take it with me and we'll just see what happens. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him. Please. Lois? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. A forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like small ripples on a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry. I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo's Oh, y'all already know I'm scared of everything. Okay. It was just the sound. The sound just got me. Okay. I can do this. Okay. It's because I actually have headphones on. And, like, I can't not have the headphones on because, like, let me just turn my volume down a little bit more. Because then it ruins the experience. Anyways, Hugo is about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. It's a slug. No, I'm just kidding. What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly the light shut off. A scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. See, who is this? Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. Like, what is this spirit? Because it's not Lewis. It's probably, I don't know. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears to be a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form. Trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror. As it slowly creeps towards him. Ah! I would die. I would literally die. I would literally die. I would die. Bro, heart attack, done. It's just like before. The sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time, it's drawing nearer. Oi, that sound. I don't want to mute it, but like I'm terrified. I'm literally terrified. I think we're gonna... It's still so loud. I have it on like 2. Anyway, okay, inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Kobe or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Dang, this thing is skinny. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurs and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck! Noah! Colby! To his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sound of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so. It's like being underwater. His movement's slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this! Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger, with each blow splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you, just break already! Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railing he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of vines. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't lose his footing. Yet, to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches starts to tear away from the wall. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit! Clamoring vividly as he loses grip of the ivy, he crash lands down onto the thicket of bushes. Okay, pause real quick. I was trying to like keep that momentum, but like I also would have broke the window. I was gonna say, bro, break the window, but like that's what I would have done if I was there. This is so crazy, cause like obviously there's a spirit. Didn't do anything to Hugo, so like not inherently malevolent. So it's obviously targeted. But why? You know? Like, why is it targeted? air forced out of him. He heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. His immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There is still time. I can still do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. The lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Lake? Da-da-da. Finally, entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby! Noah! Where are you? He hears faintly the sound of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing in his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go! My grandpa, he's... No, Nina. It's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's at that instant Hugo trudges through the water, pursuing Nina's steed. Hugo? No, don't! Please fall. Please fall is what it should be. Please fall. Deaf to his ears. Sorry, I just have a thing. I'm like really passionate about the English language. So I just notice when things are written weird. Anyway. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner make him turn his back. Determined, he forges forward. Forges ahead, my bad, I just made that up. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer, gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. As if all of his life he's lived up until this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself. Oh, okay, so the spirit's like a mermaid-esque thing and sucks the life out of the family, it would seem. Why? Like, why? My theory is that portrait is not of her grandfather, but of the guy in the story who kills the mermaid, or betrays the mermaid, for all these riches. And that's why they're cursed. That's my theory. And surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we can't afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them. Tanina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. Oh. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina? However, just as cruel and violent as the storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No, all of this is my fault. If only I had got to Louis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me, was patient with me, and yet for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer! His manic eyes never strayed away from Hugo, as he keeps his distance from him. Louis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserved so much more. And I wished... Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly to his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all that he has bottled up. From all those repressed and silent years of just waiting. Waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wished I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood that if you didn't want to come see him. He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Lewis never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letter to you. His letters. For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that, resented me for that choice. Or at least, I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. But that's why you don't have to shoulder all this pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it, together. Oh, look at the color. Draining. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he's about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. I'm getting in your way! Oh, this is great art. I'm not entirely... Okay, this is a hand. Okay, I kind of see the vision. I kind of love this idea, this concept. Its arms naturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. This thing... This Lewis is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing, cold green eyes, it stares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. I'm not gonna lie, I would have made the same choice. I was gonna say, bro, go in there. Like, I would have made the same choice. I would have dived in to go get him because I'm like, nah. Like, I was this close to winning. Like, even if I didn't care about Mr. Mortimer, like, I was this close to beating you. And, like, I would still try it. Try it to the end, I guess. Into the abyss. Somewhere. At some time. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Plunging into the icy waters, Hugo feels shocks running rampant throughout his body. Like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers. Fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his feet, hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long, snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out of him. Okay, hater? He tries desperately to wrench its hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis! Where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis? Digging deeper in his coat's pocket, he grasps tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. There you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and kicks with all his might to grab Henry's arm. With his heart and body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to... As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer, and then everything fades to black. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through the wave after wave, not knowing where he's going, or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night's rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Lewis? You've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. I want to thank you too for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought that I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Lewis. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles. To keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry, fate weaved its threads back to you, our tangent, connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Lewis. From a far-off distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lewis. Aww. So did Lewis kill himself or not? Like, I didn't pick that up all the way. 'Cause, like, tears if he did. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe. So is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of thank goodness? I swear you don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Is he old? Oh, behind her stands an elderly man. That does not look like an elderly man. Well, I guess it does look like an elderly man. Frail in stature, he dimly looks to the side pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. Bro, I can't even see his eyes. They're no longer a piercing and vicious green. Only eyes, just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. Why does he still sound like Stone? I thought that was like a thing, but I guess that's just what it is. I never got a chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Louis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. Oh, so he created the spirit? Question mark? I'm real confused about it now. I'm still confused about that. And I kept hurting, not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, the one to blame for all of this. But you, someone that I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not only my burdens or my faults. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Dog, why are you pushing me? Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hand one last time. I hope that someday you will overcome it. You too will overcome it. That he's gay? Question mark? What are we talking about? Just burdened in general? What are we talking about? The next day, 8 a.m. So did they get money for that or like no? Well, good morning, Hugo. The way I would have skipped work the next day. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will! But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself... Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo! Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Ah, oh, shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Nora could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh, yeah. By the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? Bro, I was locked in there, okay? I saved the day, okay? Let's not talk about the window. I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know. It was really dumb of me. Bro, I saved the day. It was not dumb of me. It was a great plan. I'm sorry. Do we have to pay to replace the window? Cause dog, I saved your life. Like, I'm sure you'll recoup. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. But also the bill. And also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Well, no duh, bro. I just saved your life. And fixed your relationships. Okay? I did a bunch. I did what therapy could not. Okay? You can pay for your own goddamn window. Lucky us, right? So what? You just called it a day after all of that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you paid for it. Dog, you don't understand the kind of pressure I was under. You did not see what I saw. Okay? You did not feel what I felt. Shut up. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. I'm not paying a dime. But each time I kept insisting and he shrugged it off. He said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. Which we did, and how? She forgot to mention the supernatural aspect of the case. Ugh. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, we deserve at least a nap. Before he could walk away, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Ah, good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of Colby's ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here this time around? Was everything alright with your grandfather? Yes, he's doing pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there is something else I wanted to ask. The both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If you two aren't busy, I would like some company eating these. Inside a clear plastic bag was a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all aligned perfectly. No cramped, no squished pieces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts? They look so delicious. We're more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. Ah, but yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We were about to have our breakfast too. Weren't we, Kuya? Always so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. Ugh. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running out. I've been running on last night's coffee, and I'm about to pass out any minute now. Ah, no worries. Honestly, I think a little break sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we save these for later then. Yes, yes, please do. Now come on. It's nap time. Noah sighs heavily before setting down the food on his desk. He then gestures Nina towards the sofa, in which he happily takes his offer and joins them. Are they all on the couch? Oh, there's more couches. Duh. Ugh, I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. Okay, but look at this art. This is so. Look at the way he looks at him. That's so. This is so beautiful too. Like just in general, like that's so cute though. So I'm assuming he's younger than him. Noah is younger than Hugo. I'm assuming because I don't understand the old comment. I guess Hugo's. I'm assuming Hugo's in his 30s. Noah's probably in his 20s. This is really nice. Ah, good boy, Colby. Come here. Lena quietly coos at him and begins to scratch the back of Colby's ears once more. Hugo leans a little closer to Noah, his voice above a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad you came along yesterday. Oh? What's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there. Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserve it. You too. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's company and sharing this small reward. A small and warm comfort. Good end. Case closed. Hey! I did a good end. Hey! Anyway, so I'm still confused. What? Dang, it's already over an hour, so I'll try to keep this short, but what was the spirit then? Was that him? Was that him? What's his name? Henry? Was that Henry? Spirit? What's the deal with her family? Because he says that he was hurting Nina, which okay, but like, what about all the other family members that just died? What's up with that? Are we not gonna talk about how he turned young? Cause like, what was that? What was that? Like, I'm so confused a little bit. But I mean, yay, it's over? Okay, break room is what? What is this? Is this music? This is the music, okay. And I guess there are locked musics? Question mark. And there's these here. Achievements. Where it all begins. Played Stillwater for the first time, and there is another one. I guess there's quite a few achievements. Oh, well, of course I got the good ending. Oh, so that's saved Henry. So without the locket, you don't save Henry. Okay, that makes sense. Dang, okay. I mean, T, we'll come back to this, I guess. I thought it was gonna be like a 1, maybe 2 and done, but no. Studio Clump. How cute. Original idea. CG artist. Sprite. Is that what the spirit was? A sprite? Okay. This is actually super dope. I'm not gonna lie. Super dope. These beta testers did not tell you that the language was a little bit weird. But originally made for Spooktober 3rd Annual Visual Novel Jam in 2021. This is actually super dope. So we're gonna come back to this. Yeah, we'll come back and we'll play the ones that I didn't do already, try and get everything. It's been so much fun, actually. I didn't really know exactly what I was looking for in this game when I came into this game, but it's good. I can see the obsession now. It's pretty good. It's really interesting. Tells a pretty cohesive story, beginning, middle, end. It's pretty clear. Characters are interesting. And it does kind of just leave you with this, like, not unsettled feeling, but like, I want more. Like, where's the rest of it? And like, I think that's cool. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. You'll hear from me in the next one. Sleep well, y'all.